Hello there guys and welcome back to the FIFA 21 career mode with RB Leipzig, and today we've got episode 9 of the career mode and we're finally in the January transfer window. So just before we go any further then into today's episode, if you guys do enjoy it, please go down below and smash the like button on the video. We can hit over 100 likes guys, that would be amazing. And also if you're not subscribed to the channel already, go down below, hit the red subscribe button, also press the little bell whilst you're there, and that way you'll be notified of when new videos go live onto YouTube. So we've got a few emails to go through then first before we go any further into today's episode. So last episode, Haidara ended up getting injured in the final game of last episode. He's going to be out for up to 3 months, which isn't great. But then we move on into the next email, which is Szoboszlai. He has returned from his injury, which I think was very similar to Haidara, but I think he was out for about 5 months or so. Or it might have been 3 months. Either way, he's returned back from his injury. And obviously now, because we've entered into January, we've got 3 players that are leaving out on loan. Eric Bachmann, obviously one of our youth academy graduates, has now moved out on loan as well for 2 years to Wolfsburg. And here as well, we got Benjamin Henriks here, whose loan deal has expired, and he's gone back to AS Monaco. So here is our shortlist then so far in this career mode, and like I say, these 2 players here, a majority of them, I've got to admit, apart from Silva at the bottom, which I've seen you guys commenting down below on the last episode to go ahead and sign, obviously one of the top scorers in the top 3 scorers so far in the Bundesliga. So these 2 centre-backs here are just here, and pretty much I'm not going to sign them just yet, but if we ever do sell the likes of Upamecano and Konate, then I'm going to bring one of these 2 in, or not, if not both of them in, as obviously if we do sell both Konate and Upamecano. Obviously we've got a right mid here as well from Salzburg, and right mid is a position I am looking at. Obviously we've got Kluivert there at the moment, but he is on loan, and we do have obviously Lookman that can return from loan. But I wouldn't mind looking at possibly a permanent right mid position for the first team coming in today's episode. 80 plus rated maybe, but we're definitely going to go out and look at a striker. So here are the 3 strikers we have on the shortlist. We've got Patson Daka, who I am a big fan of. As you can see here, he's got 92 acceleration, 93 sprint speed, 88 jumping. He's only 22, 78 overall. Also got 81 finishing as well. So I'm really interested in buying him. But obviously Timo Werner, big questions around signing him. And I did see a few comments in the last episode as well about it's probably just a little bit better if we do move on and sign him at the beginning of next season. Obviously he's only been at Chelsea now for 6 months, so around about 6-7 months in total. So I think next season, the start of season 2, is where we will go ahead and try and sign Timo Werner. So I think in today's episode, we're going to wait for the scout report to come back on Andre Silva. But at the moment, he's 25 years of age, we know, 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot, Portuguese, can play striker, and like I say there, he's got some decent stats. Not the best sprint speed, bearing in mind, but this guy, I'm going to show you guys now the top scorers in the league so far. And this guy is smashing them in for fun. 11 goals so far in the league. And he's up there with the likes of Lewandowski and Marco Reus. 11 goals in 17 matches for him. So I think we might go out and try and sign him in today's episode. So here is the team then so far. And I'm going to quickly run you guys through some of my thoughts then in terms of upgrading the team in this January transfer window. So now, obviously in the summer, we didn't really buy anyone. I think the only transfer we did make was signing Balogun from Arsenal. Now I'm still wanting to get him out on a loan deal. No clubs have come in for him. But obviously not long after the summer transfer window, went ahead and signed Angelino from Manchester City. He's now 83 rated for us, which is very nice. So with the team, like I say, once again, we wanted a new striker, but I think what we'll do is we'll try and sign Andre Silva in this transfer window. If we can't sign him, possibly Patson Daka, or I might go look elsewhere for another striker if we can't get Andre Silva, but try and get him. Then I think in the summer transfer window of next season, we will go ahead and try and sign Timo Werner. Apart from that, the rest of the team looks very good to me. The defensive line, really strong. Obviously, got Holstenberg on the bench as well, along with Mukiele. In terms of the goalkeeper, 86 rated, no problems with that. In terms of the midfield, we've got Lima and also Kevin Campbell as sort of like the more experienced players. And then also we do have, obviously, Haidara, who's currently out injured, but also Tyler Adams in that midfield. So, again, you could say, why not go out and try and sign an 85 rated midfielder? But I want to go ahead and try and develop Adams and also Haidara, who I think can become very good players for us. Now, like I say, in terms of the players that are playing behind the striker, Nkunku playing very well for us so far. So we're going to keep him in the side. Obviously, Olmo again really turned up in these last couple of games for us, whilst Szoboszlai has been out injured. But obviously, we've got Olmo, who will now go down onto the bench. And then obviously, Szoboszlai will come back into the first team. So I've got no problems with these two positions here. And then moving out onto the right-hand side, like I say, we do have Kluivert, 77 rated and 21 years of age. But I think I'd just like someone else on the right-hand side. Let's take a look. He's got 71 stamina and 91 sprint speed. Again, Kluivert, he's a decent player, don't get me wrong. But I think I'd like to try and sign another star player for the team to really help push on in the second half of this season. So I'm about to show you guys as well the players that I've added to the shortlist. Also a couple on loan as well. So you can see here our substitute goalkeeper currently at the club, 35 years of age, 71 overall. To be honest, I'd rather try and sell him and then try and get one of the keepers that we got out on loan, a younger goalkeeper in, and try and develop him as well. So we've added him to the shortlist. Sørloth, you might be a little bit surprised. I'm going to add him to the transfer list along with Poulsen. These two just haven't been cutting it for me so far. Poulsen, them offers came in the summer, and now, like I say, these two just haven't cut it for me, I'm going to be honest. So we're going to go ahead, add them both to the transfer list. So the plan is, obviously, we do sell both of these. I'm going to get another striker in now in this January transfer window, probably Andre Silva if we can. And then in the start of Season 2, go ahead and try and sign Timo Werner. And that way the three strikers should be at the club: Timo Werner, Andre Silva, and also Hee-chan. So I feel like it's a really good lineup. And then at some point, if Balogun does develop and become the player we want him to, we'll sell Hee-chan and have Balogun as that third striker, and then the second striker, and then hopefully the first striker at some point. So that's the plan in terms of the strikers. Now, I've added a few of these young players onto the loan list. Obviously, Balogun being one of them as well. An offer's just come in from Cardiff. I've gone ahead and accepted that. Well, they wanted the loan to buy, so I've delegated it. And also I added Forsberg to the transfer list, and he's gone ahead and been sold to Villarreal. And we've got 21 million in the transfer budget from that deal. So got some interesting news then that have just come through. Konate, an offer from Atletico Madrid, has come in for 61.7 million euros. I'm not going to sell him right now. And if I was going to sell him, it would be the start of Season 2 if I was going to. So I'm going to go ahead and reject that offer for him. Cardiff are happy to take Balogun on loan for a 2-year deal. So I've gone ahead and accepted that offer for him. And now Liverpool have come in for Kevin Campbell here. You can see 26.4 million. He's 81 rated, 30 years of age. And the most I can get for him is about 30 million for him. Now, it's interesting to me, this transfer, because I don't want to drag on too long here, but again, I'd like to sell him just because, you know, he's 30 now. He's not going to develop any higher, and obviously I don't want to be coming across as one of them people that sells everyone over 30. I do think he does come in, you know, good use for us, coming off the bench in certain games and also rotating with Lima. But if I sold him for 30 million, that'll allow me to get Tyler Adams more game time. It'll also allow me to get Haidara more game time, and also possibly promote another player from the youth academy that could come in and rotate in that midfield. So I think what we're going to go ahead and do is delegate this offer and try and get a little bit more out of Liverpool and try and get at least 35 for him from Liverpool, and don't accept any lower than 30. I'm pushing about out a lot. Like I said, I don't want him to go, but if I can, it does allow some of the younger players to get some game time, and like I said, that would be great. So we got our scout report then back for Andre Silva, and here you can see some of his stats now more in depth, should I say. So he's 6 foot as well, which is nice. We could do with a tall striker in that box. So 81 rated, would instantly come in and be our, you know, highest rated striker at the club at the moment. And he's got 4-star skill moves. I'd like a better weak foot, but I'm hoping he's not too old right now, and we could possibly improve that weak foot if we do sign him. He's got 69 sprint speed, which does put me off quite a bit, if I've got to be honest. But then again, what's his work rate at the moment? So it's medium. We can get that high attack and work rate, and as long as he's in and around the box, I don't really see much of a problem with that, if I'm going to be honest. And like I say, if he is too slow in certain games, we can always sub on Hee-chan, who obviously, as we know, has got the better pace. So I think what we'll do, they're wanting 43.2 or 60 million for Andre Silva. So I'm going to go ahead and try and get an offer accepted for him. So I went in then with an offer of 32.9 million. They don't want that. They want Konate in replacement. They're definitely not having Konate. So let's remove the player. Let's propose a new transfer fee. And the scout did say around about 43.2, I think he said. So let's submit that offer and see if they'll accept that. And no, they want 46.6. Again, I don't really need to be scrimping and scraping for money here, if I got to be honest. But let's just try and get it just a little bit lower and try and go with 44.2, and that's just $1 million over what I just offered. And okay, yeah, they are going to accept that. And then what with Konate? We're not going to let Konate go at all. Let's go straight into the contract here, and let's try and get him as cheap as possible. Obviously, he's currently on a wage of 39 0.5. So he would be a crucial player for us. But let's go ahead and try and offer important. And, okay, he had that in mind. Okay, sort of like glitched there. But anyway, 4-year deal. I'm happy with that as well. 25 years of age. 4-year deal isn't too bad. You want a release clause of 79 million. Actually, I'll go ahead and accept that. I'm quite partial to a release clause because I do feel like it adds a little bit more fun to the career mode. So let's go ahead and accept that release clause there. And they've gone ahead and added a wage, which is really nice. It saves me having to offer him one. Let's go ahead and submit that. They're going to come back on a little bit more. I'm happy with that. And there we go. We go ahead and sign Andre Silva for 47. Sorry, he's going to be on a weekly wage of 47.5 thousand a week. Let's go ahead and accept that offer. And there we go. Andre Silva has joined the club. So in hindsight now then, looking back, I should have possibly tried to offer Poulsen or Sørloth in that transfer deal. Completely forgot. And like I say, I should have really waited till at least one of these have been sold before going in for Andre Silva. But he's been bought now. And that's the bottom line. So let's go ahead and add him to the first team. And okay, his morale isn't too good. I hope that's not from joining us. But you can see there some of his stats, like I say again. Sprint speed again is the only thing that puts me off him a little bit, but he's got great stamina there, decent strength as well, all round great playing. He's got 85 attack position as well, so with that as well, like I said, as long as he's in and around the box, he's got decent head and accuracy as well, 84 finishing, so I don't really feel like we're going to have a problem with this guy. So we're going to put him straight up there, up top for us, and then on the bench here now, we'll drop Sørloth and put Hee-chan on the bench, and then ideally, here, I'd probably have another winger, probably either, like I say, Kluivert, if we do sign another right mid, and that's how the bench would look. So we've got 2 more emails then to look through here. You can see Liverpool are willing to pay 30.7 million for Kevin Campbell. I think we can go ahead and accept this offer. I really think we can do. And like I say, it allows now for Tyler Adams and also Haidara. Haidara does get a lot of game time, obviously out injured at the moment. But it allows Tyler Adams to get a lot more game time, and also we can promote some more players from the Youth Academy. So let's go ahead and accept this offer for him. Whether he makes the move fully or not, like I said, we've still got to wait, see what the contract talks come out like. And Balogun is going to go out on loan to Cardiff City for 2 years. So Kevin Campbell has been sold then. He's gone to Liverpool for 30.7 million. We've received 27 million euros though into our transfer budget. And you can see here as well, an offer has come in for Poulsen from Benfica for 31.3 million euros. And I think that's a really good offer. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and accept that straight away. And like I said, I just want to quickly show you guys as well the Youth Academy. And I'm thinking of a player that we can promote to the first team. So obviously we do have Jelavic here as well. Now I'd love to promote him, but he's only got 54 overall at the moment. So I might promote him and try and get him on a loan deal if possible. But I think this guy, Christopher Wolfer, we can promote him to the first team and try and get him to first team football as well. So let's go ahead and promote this guy to the first team. Like I say, now with Kevin Campbell gone, I think maybe the odd game here and there. Ideally, like I say, he probably won't play at all. Ideally, he would go out on loan like Eric Bachmann has, but I don't think we're going to get a loan offer for him right now. So, like I say, this guy can play centre attacking mid, centre mid as well. He's got decent dribbling, decent pace, decent passing. So, all round, decent stats. A few there that stand out. But like I say, I think now with Kevin Campbell going, we've got players like Olmo that can rotate between these two here. And then also now, obviously, Wolfer and Haidara, once he comes back from his injury, they can rotate in the midfield. So I've gone ahead then and had a look through the transfer market, trying to find some players that can play on that right-hand side. Also, obviously, attack, but also come back and defend. So I found 2 players here who I think could fit that position on the right-hand side and also are an upgrade on, obviously, Kluivert. So, obviously, Kluivert obviously has some great stats as well, but I just wanted a bit of an upgrade on that right-hand side. So, here are 2 players that I've added. I'm just waiting for scout reports to come back. We've got Robin Gosens, who is my favourite to sign at the moment. He's German, 26, obviously primary position is the left mid position, but he is left-footed and playing on the right-hand side. Being left-footed is great. And just take a look there at his defending stats, between 76 and 84. So that would be great. Where you take a look at Mark Cucurella, he's got 67 to 77 defending stats. So if I can't get Gosens, and obviously I've got to wait for the scout report to come back, I would like to possibly go in for Mark Cucurella. But I think mainly at the moment, Robin Gosens would be the main player that I'd go for. He's got high attacking work rate, high defensive work rate. Like I said, the main things that stand out for me Here's his sprint speed, 81 to 89. Also his stamina, 86 to 94. So he can run up and down the right-hand side all day, no problems. And like I say, also his defending as well. Standing tackle, decent there. Slide tackle, decent. Short passing again. You know, all these great little things. Defensive awareness as well. He's got early crosser and long shot taker as well as his straight. So I think we'll wait for the scout report to come back and go ahead and try and sign Robin Gosens. Okay, guys, so I'm just about to sim through to the first game of today's episode. And you can see here now, Nkunku's release clause has been met. 64.6 million release clause he has got. And Bayern Munich have come in and gone ahead and activated that release clause. So we're going to play a chat right now from Nkunku. Let's go over and check and see what he has to say. Will he want to stay at the club? Or will he want to make the move to Bayern? Let's have a see what he's going to say. And thanks for seeing me, boss. Look, I'm sorry to have to be telling you this, but I don't see my future here. I'm just not happy being at the club anymore. So he is going to want to make the move to Bayern Munich. And I'm not looking forward to this whatsoever. Nkunku has been such a great player for us. Who the hell do we replace him with? It just means going back out and having another look at the transfer market. And yeah, okay, Olmo could do a job, but I'm losing an 83 rated player. I'd like to replace him with sort of the same quality. And I can't believe it. Nkunku is about to make the move to Bayern Munich. Now, obviously, I could just ignore this message and go ahead and obviously go and offer him a new contract. But I want to go with the release clause. I find it quite fascinating and quite fun. So I'm going to go with we still need you. But obviously, let's have a go and let's just wait and see what the contracts come out like. So obviously we went ahead and obviously promoted, sorry I almost forgot what I said there, promoted Christopher Walther to the first team. And so with that, I think I already have him on a development plan. I do advanced playmaker. But what I'm going to do right now is put him on that centre mid development plan. It's going to take 105 weeks. Wow. Okay, that isn't great, but I'm hoping, obviously, with that, he'll learn a few good roles there, and hopefully it won't take too long if he has a couple of good games and also improves his form. Okay, so we can actually increase Andre Silva's weak foot. I was worried we won't be able to, but also we can improve his sprint speed as well. What's more important, guys, the weak foot or the sprint speed? Actually, what would happen if I was to develop him to a centre forward? And okay, yeah, no, it doesn't do either of them. So what would you reckon is more important, weak foot or sprint speed? Okay, I don't really know. That's going to take 29 weeks for that and then 29 weeks for that. So I think what I'll do, because 3-star isn't too bad. It's better than 2-star, obviously not as good as 4-star. And he's got decent finishing as it is. So I think his finishing might just carry him over, where his weak foot does let him down. So I think what we'll do is I'll put him on mobile striker to start with, increase that sprint speed and acceleration, and then go ahead and increase his weak foot. So we finally got the 2 scout reports back then for Marc Cucurella and also Robin Gosens. Let's go ahead and check them out. And I don't want to check them out there. Let's go into our shortlist. Right, it just looks a little bit better and probably easier to read here in the shortlist. So here we go. Gosens, 82 overall, 26 years of age. And to be honest, in terms of money and obviously profitability and going into the future, Cucurella is probably the better signing. Because obviously 22, already 81 overall. And obviously Gosens, 26. And he's only 1 overall higher. Although I just think Gosens would be that better signing on that right hand side, and I'm going to have to offer between 33.2 and 34.9, so that's not too bad. I'm not going to break the bank to go ahead and sign him, whereas Cucurella, you can see there, obviously 68.9 and 90 million to sign him. I don't think Getafe would let him go for cheap either, so I think let's go ahead and try and sign Robin Gosens. 33.2, I think there was the lowest. I think I'm going to offer even lower. I think I'm going to go for 30 here and see what they go ahead and say to that. Might be able to get him for that amount. And okay, they want Kolosterman in exchange. Let's go ahead and remove him. And let's turn that up to 31 and see if they'll accept that offer. Also, we could offer Sørloth. And okay, never mind. Sørloth is out of the question. They've accepted 31 million. Let's go ahead and negotiate this and go into the contract talks. But also, if obviously Nkunku does go to Bayern, which I've got a feeling he is going to, we can obviously offer Sørloth in replacement for that player we are going to go ahead and sign. So, important squad role. Happy with that. In terms of how many years, I think 4 years is good enough. So even try and get him on 4 years. And yes, we can. We can get him on 4 years. Release clause, try and disregard that, and we can. 56,000 he wants, so he wants a pay cut here, which is fine by me. Let's remove the bonus, submit the offer, and we should be good to go. And okay, no, he wants just a little bit of an increase in his wage. Happy with that. I'm just more than happy that he's taking a pay cut, to be honest. So there we go. Robin Gosens is going to join the team. And what a signing that is. I really think he's going to work really well on the right-hand side. So Kluivert, like I say, it would be a good signing. Don't get me wrong. He's got good pace. Obviously, defending isn't the best. We could work on that. But I just think Robin Gosens is a really, really good signing for this team. And he's going to go over now on that right-hand side. And like I say, look at them stats there. All green. He's pretty much good in every department, really, going forward and in terms of defending. So obviously, if Nkunku does go now, which is a good chance he is going to go, we need to now go out and look for a replacement for him. Now, obviously, I could run with something like this, Olmo and Szoboszlai, but then I have no one on the bench that can play that position. Obviously, I could recall Eric Bachmann, but then the team is just going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. So I feel like we need to go out and try and sign a replacement for Nkunku. So we got another email here then, this time at Leicester City. You want to try come in and sign one of our midfielders. And we're not going to sell any more players in this episode. To be honest, I didn't plan on selling anyone. Well, obviously, I planned on selling a few added to the short list, to the transfer list, sorry. But I didn't plan on selling, obviously, Kevin Campbell and now Nkunku. Poulsen has been sold. He's gone to Benfica. We got 27.5 million in return for him. And let's have a see. So Nkunku has been sold. That's it. Bottom line, he's gone to Bayern for 64.6 million. Quite cheap, to be honest, in terms of how important he was for our team. We got 59.5 million in replacement for him. Barcelona want to try come back in and sign Dani Olmo, who, like I said in the last episode, I think he started out at Barcelona in his younger years. But again, not going to go ahead and sell him. Konate, not going to sell him. Player chat, Nkunku, the last player chat we're going to get from him. Hey boss, I'm sorry how things have all played out. I hope there are no hard feelings. I just want to make sure you all know I'll give 100% for the team until the transfer goes through. And obviously he's gone through now. I'm going to go with, you're a team player. And obviously sad to see him leave, but then again, it is what obviously RB Leipzig is at the end of the day. Very similar to what Leicester City have been in recent years. Develop younger players and then they move on, like obviously Kante. Obviously a few other players, there could be named players, Ben Chilwell as well. So it is what it is. And obviously Nkunku has moved on. So I think now we're going to simulate this game against Augsburg. I think we can simulate it. I'm pretty certain we could go through into the next game, being 3 points after this one. Let's go ahead, simulate it away from home. A little bit risky. Come on, please get the win, guys. And we do get the win. The 3-2 win. Silva comes in straight away. I forgot that was his debut match. And he scores 2 goals in that game. Szoboszlai first game back as well after injury. And we get a 3-2 win against Augsburg. So guys, I don't know how long this episode has been going on for. I feel like we've done a lot of contracts, a lot of signings, a lot of selling in today's episode. Obviously, we simulated the game as well. So I was going to play one more game in today's episode, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to leave this episode just purely for transfers. No gameplay. Obviously, we did simulate a game. Let's see where we are in the Bundesliga table, actually. And okay, now we've moved into 4th place. That's not bad. 10 wins, 4 draws, 4 losses on 34 points. Obviously still 10 points though behind Bayern, who are unbeaten so far this season. So, like I said, I think I'm going to leave this episode purely for transfers. I was going to play this game against Hoffenheim, but I thought it's just leaving it too late on in the, in the January transfer window, sorry. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end off today's episode here, but I'm going to leave you guys with a question for your guys' help down below in the comment section. So, with Nkunku going, obviously, we need a replacement for him. Like I say, so the 3 options are, the first option is going to be, do we let Olmo play there in his replacement and let him play there, or do we recall Eric Bachmann, let him play there, or do we either promote Walther and play him there in that position? So the first option is we just play the youth. We don't go ahead and sign anyone else. Obviously, we signed Andre Silva. But instead of buying someone in, we do it RB Leipzig style and we go ahead and promote the youth and play them there. Now, obviously, that sort of goes against what I've sort of been trying to do in today's episode. I've been trying to strengthen the team. And obviously, we've gone ahead and signed an 81 rated striker, an 82 rated right midfielder, well, left midfielder, and now obviously an 83 rated midfielder goes and leaves the club. So, it goes against what I've been trying to do. And that's where we move on to the next option. And so the next option is going to be, do we go ahead and sign a player from RB Salzburg, which I'm pretty sure is what RB Leipzig would probably do. And this is a guy who can play centre attacking mid, Aronson, 20 years of age, centre attacking mid / centre mid. And when I was going ahead and looking for him, it does say has potential to be special. So this could be a guy we could go ahead and try and sign. Now, his finishing doesn't have a little star next to it. Because obviously the player that has to play in this position has to have pretty decent finishing because they're right behind the striker. So they're gonna get plenty of chances on goal, aren't they? So he's an option. And then the third option is, do we go ahead and try and sign an unrealistic transfer which I've gone ahead and signed to the shortlist. Jack Grealish, who I'd love to sign, not used him yet in this career mode. What's his finishing? His finishing is 78, which isn't too bad. I think it's only 3 or 4 lower than He-Chan's. So again, not a bad idea in my opinion. Again, the reason why I add him is just because I've not used him yet, and I feel like it wouldn't be a bad option, I've got to be honest. But he's an option. Also, Nabil Fekir, obviously at Real Betis at the moment, can play centre attacking mid, right mid and striker, and his finishing is 82. So him just behind the striker wouldn't be a bad idea. But then again, also he comes with 6 traits as well. But again, a little bit of an unrealistic transfer. Or do we go ahead and sign Patson Daka and play him just behind the striker? So you guys have to let me know down below in the comment section. Do we go ahead and promote the youth? Or do we go ahead and sign either, Fekir, or go ahead and sign Jack Grealish? Or if you guys got any other ideas of any other players that we could sign into the team to replace Nkunku. The current transfer budget then we do have is quite high, like literally quite high. We have plenty of money to spend. The wage budget is so high at the moment. We could drop it down. We have 150 million to spend. So literally we just need one more player for the second half of this season, I do feel like. And it's just the player to go behind the striker. But there we go then, guys. That's going to be it for today's episode. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Just a purely transfer episode. Do you know what I mean? No games played. Silva's now gone up to 13 goals in the league. Obviously scoring 2 in that last game. Now playing for us, we now have a player who's a top scorer. Also He-Chan there as well on 10 goals. So, like I say, I hope you guys have enjoyed it. A little bit different of an episode. No games in it. I hope you enjoyed that as well, because I know you guys aren't really too keen on watching me play games. More for simming him and more for transfer action. So hopefully this episode has been perfect. Like I say, let me know down below. Just a bit there as well. Struggling to fit in at Real Madrid. Obviously sold him to Real Madrid at the start of the career mode. And as you can see, he's not off to the best start there. Also, I looked at Odegaard, possibly on a loan deal till the end of the season. But whether Real Madrid will let him go, I don't know. And like I say, again, that's a very unrealistic transfer. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed it, let me know down below by hitting the like button. Also, press the subscribe button whilst you're there. And I'll catch you guys in the next episode.